I have $800,000 saved. Can I retire? My name's Ryan Janis. I'm a certified financial planner and IRS enrolled agent. And in today's case study, we're going to talk about how much can we withdraw from an $800,000 portfolio and from which accounts should we withdraw from and in what quantities at what time. In addition to this, we're also going to look at how can we minimize our taxes while we're doing this. And we're actually going to see how all of these different strategies look on the tax return itself so that we can make an educated and informed decision about the strategy we want to move forward with. So let's talk a little bit about Anna, who's the subject of today's case study. Anna is turning 65 here soon, and she's ready to retire. She's done a great job saving. She's saved about $800,000, and she ultimately wants to take that $800,000 and figure out a way to maximize the amount of income that she can take and receive throughout retirement, primarily in these earlier years when she's young enough and healthy enough and has the time and energy to do all of the things that she's wanted to do, but pushed off because she was working. Diving into Anna's net worth here, Anna has done a great job saving into her 401k. She has $600,000 in her 401k or traditional IRA. In her Roth IRA, she has $100,000, and she's also accumulated $100,000 in her savings account, which is earning interest at roughly 4% here. That brings her liquid net worth to $800,000, and this is what we're working with in terms of retirement income. To get that retirement income, we have two sources. We have Social Security, and then her portfolio withdrawals from the $800,000 portfolio. There's three options here that we're going to look at. We could take Social Security right away at age 65, as soon as Anna stops working, where she'll get $2,600 a month. We can defer it just a little bit until age 67, where she'll get $3,100 a month at her full retirement age. Or we could defer it as long as we could and get an increase. Defer to age 70, get a benefit of $4,000 per month. We're going to go through the take it now at 65 option and the defer to age 70 option here in a moment. And we're going to see how that actually looks on the tax return as well. But then in addition to this, we have a portfolio withdrawals where we know that if we have an $800,000 portfolio and we're going to use a dynamic spending strategy, we might want to start out at an initial withdrawal rate of maybe 5.5% or so. And that's going to get us to $3,600 a month in retirement spending or retirement withdrawals from that portfolio. All in, that's going to get us to about $75,000 total for the year. And we have two paths we could take, two options where we can decide how we want to handle the retirement income. We could say option A, which is going to be I want to take Social Security now, and we're going to turn on the full portfolio withdrawal. And that $2,600 a month from Social Security and at $3,600 a month from the portfolio is going to get us to about $6,200 a month in total income. On the flip side, we can take the opposite side of the coin and say we want to defer Social Security as long as possible to get the highest fixed payment amount of $4,000 a month. But in the interim, between ages 65 and 69, we're going to have to over withdraw from the portfolio for a short period of time to get us to that same $6,200 a month number. Now that's okay because once we turn 70 and turn on Social Security, we'll have a smaller portfolio withdrawal need and we'd only need to take out $2,200 a month to get us to the same $6,200 a month in total income. Now, there's not any one strategy here that's better than the other. It's really going to depend on where we want to take risk in our planning and also how we want to handle the tax component of things. So on one side, we can say, well, if we defer Social Security till age 70, we're really taking on a lot of sequence of returns risk in these next 5 years because if we have a really down market, right, we're taking a really large comparative withdrawal from the portfolio, that might hurt us when it comes time to take withdrawals later on. On the flip side, if we take Social Security now, maybe we have a little bit more certainty today, and we might just have to think a little bit more about inflation perhaps. But really, it's going to depend on how we want to handle our investment strategy, where our comfort level is with how we're invested, what we think the market will be doing and the economy will be doing, how we want to think about inflation as well. But really what I want to show you next is the tax difference between these two strategies. So if we take tax preparation, and I put this all together in my professional tax software, if we said we're just going to take Social Security at age 65 and we're going to turn on portfolio withdrawals at age 65 and we're just going to take our income that way, right? We no longer have salaries and wages. We're still going to have $4,000 in interest from our savings account, right? That $100,000 in savings, that's getting roughly 4%. We're going to pay tax on our interest there. We're going to have $43,200 in IRA distributions. We're going to take that from the pre-tax IRA. We're then going to have $26,520 of taxable Social Security, right? So only a portion of the Social Security income is going to be taxable. That's going to be the taxable portion when we go with this strategy here. That's going to bring total income to $73,720. When we take the standard deduction, that's going to bring taxable income down to $56,000, leading to about $7,300 in tax. tax. Now, if we look at the next column here, if we defer Social Security to age 70, right, we're going to defer Social Security to age 70. Between ages 65 and 69, we're going to have to take income elsewhere. What that's going to look like is we're going to have slightly less interest because we're going to take a little bit of money from the savings account, about $15,000 a year. We're going to withdraw $60,000 from the pre-tax IRA. That's going to bring total income to $63,000. We're going to subtract our standard deduction, bringing taxable income to $46,000 and tax to $5,285. What you'll notice here is that we've intentionally kept Anna in the 12% bracket. We're at the very, very, very top of the 12% marginal income tax bracket so that we don't have to pay any tax at the 22% rate if we can avoid it, which we can. That's from ages 65 to 69. What it's going to look like at age 70 is we're going to turn on Social Security, which means that we're going to decrease the need for IRA withdrawals. So we're going to have $26,400 coming out of the pre-tax IRA. Then our taxable Social Security is actually only going to be $18,440. That's really important to understand because it's a progressive increase in the tax on Social Security. And so if we have more IRA withdrawals, more total Social Security income is going to become taxable. And because we've decreased the amount of IRA withdrawals we're going to need substantially here in this case, the amount that our Social Security is taxable is much, much less. And so we've eliminated interest income by spending down that savings account, and we've reduced IRA income by then allowing that Social Security to then grow. We need less of it. And so we have less taxable Social Security that brings our total income to $44,840. After we subtract our standard deduction, we're going to have about $27,000 or $28,000 of taxable income, bringing our total tax to $3,000 for the year. And so this is pretty powerful because we have now almost permanently lowered our taxes, and we still have plenty of opportunity where we could say, if I think tax rates are going to go up or if my account has grown dramatically, now we could even start looking at doing Roth conversions at the 12% bracket versus being locked into the 22% tax bracket if we just started taking Social Security right away. And so this could lead to several thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in savings for Anna just by making an intentional choice with how we want to handle our Social Security claiming strategy and how we want to withdraw from our various accounts over time. So I hope this was helpful, and if you're looking to take your planning to the next level, go take a look at the link in the description and get in touch. Thanks for watching.